Call of Duty World at War Zombies, the classic game where there was no building of shields or like a big storyline. It was being discovered, the atmosphere reminding you that you are alone, the visuals of blood and death all around, and you play as a soldier in this building trying to survive. November 11, 2008, Jesse Snyder thought of a fun game mode that would change the Call of Duty franchise forever. It wasn't an accident like a lot of people thought, but it was just purely a side project that led to something beautiful. Nacht der Untoten, that translates to Night of the Dead, where zombies rises up trying to get these poor soldiers. You spawn unsure what to do, but everything felt different. It felt scary. It felt lonely, a vibe that Call of Duty doesn't do, turning it into a horror game. It was new and very rare to see a multiplayer shooter PvP turn into something like this, absolutely changing into a whole new theme. Getting Call of Duty World at War was like getting two games with the price of one. Back before when Call of Duty started chasing trends like they do nowadays. What the fuck is this? They used to be a franchise starting trends, and right now they are starting a trend. It felt like every game had a horde shooter game mode put into it. Halo Reach had Firefight, and Gears of War 2 had horde mode, but no one did as good as Call of Duty. Started with the simple Easter egg hidden away in the core game of World at War. After enduring the hell of the campaign, players were suddenly thrust into a new nightmare.
Give man and the fulfillment of his most cherished wish for freedom, tolerance, and justice.
You went from being a hardened World War II soldier to being trapped in a claustrophobic bunker, surrounded by the rotting corpses of the zombies, now undead and hungry for your flesh. Those first moments in Nacht der Untoten, the panic as the windows broke, the desperate scramble to find more ammo, the tension in the air as the zombies closed in, this wasn't like anything Call of Duty fans had ever experienced before. It was terrifying, chaotic, and most of all, it was addictive. Zombies started as a side project, like I said, a small experiment thrown together by a few passionate devs who wanted to see if they could create a survival horror mode using the same engine as World at War. And it wasn't just any survival mode. They went full on with the B-movie vibes. I mean, the zombies, come on man, dude, what the? Sure, why not? Set it in an abandoned airfield. Sounds perfect. Oh, and let's not forget about the mystery box. You never knew if you can get a powerful machine gun or, well, a knife. It was all part of the fun.
Oh, but sometimes it'll happen.
Yeah!
Reagan!
You'll become nothing!
Oh, you're gay.
Reagan!
Fuck
You get from the Red Menace.
Alright, I better get a fucking ray gun. Are you ready for a knife?
The community went nuts. Word spread like wildfire. People were posting their high rounds, figuring out strategies, and sharing stories of how they barely survived wave after wave of zombies. The idea of a co-op, round-based survival game felt so new and refreshing in the FPS world. This wasn't just a minigame anymore, it was an obsession. And for anyone who played zombies back then, you know how it went. You and your buddies crammed together on the couch, arguing over who was going to open the next door, yelling at that one friend who couldn't stay alive past round 5. The memories. Wait, I'm still dealing with that right now to this day. Error and missing or something.
No, I can't get a weapon because I can't get around these.
Nacht der Untoten, or Night of the Undead, was where it all began. This simple one-story building with its limited space and bare-bones design was perfect. The lack of information or explanation only added to the tension. You didn't know why the zombies were coming, you just knew they were. There were only a few places to hide, and the zombies didn't stop. Every door you opened meant more room for zombies to come in. Every new round brought faster and tougher enemies. The strategy? survive. That's it. That's all it needed to be. But of course, Treyarch wasn't going to stop there. Seeing the mode's success, they doubled down with map expansions that introduced new features, new strategies, and a deeper, darker story. WWII brought in power-ups and more elaborate traps. Shinonuma introduced the concept of wonder weapons, and Darius, well, Darius gave us the infamous Pack-a-Punch. I mean, come on, man. Pack-a-Punch wasn't just a game changer, it was a revolution. Suddenly, your basic rifle could become a zombie-slaying laser cannon. And the deeper story, the mystery behind the zombies, the teleporters, the experiments, it all started to unravel with each new map, hooking players even further. What began as a simple side project, a hidden reward for being in the campaign, exploded into something much bigger, a cultural phenomenon. The birth of Nazi zombies in World at War set the stage for a game mode that would span multiple games, generations of consoles, and years of fan theories and speculation. From World at War to Black Ops and beyond, the Zombies mode became a staple of the Call of Duty series. And it all started here, in the dimly lit, blood-stained halls of Nacht der Untoten. Sometimes, it's the ideas that no one expects that leave the biggest impact.